I was not planning on reading any more of her book or these romances, but I had to just for the sake of this video. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Anushka, and in this video I'm sharing with you all few of Steph Porer's favorite books that I read recently. If you haven't come across any of her videos or channel, then the link to her channel will be in the description box below. Go check out her channel if you like reading romance, fluffy romance, steamy romance as well. You'll definitely find a book for yourself. But to all those people who are just ready to type in, flood in their comments that reading romance is not good, reading romance is not reading, and if you are right now just judging me, judging her, judging anybody else, please stop. I don't need your opinion, nor does anyone else. There is a certain kind of audience for every book out there, and all the books are written with love, with knowledge, and writers know their audience, and the writers know what they are writing. It's all right sometimes to read stories which are larger than life. It's all right to be irrational at times, okay? So please don't waste your time, and I just wanted to give this disclaimer, and that's it. Let's just quickly get started with this video. But also another thing, I totally forgot it. Before starting with this video, having said all of this about romance, I do personally feel that there are few tropes which are problematic, and I don't like them myself. Sometimes fluffy romance and these teenage romance books, or maybe adult fiction romance books, tend to become toxic. Their relationships are toxic, and I know, okay, I will be sharing few books. I have my opinion, well-formed opinion on all these books, so watch out for that. I'm not denying anything, all right? But yeah, that's it. Let's just quickly get started. So the first book on this list is extremely popular. Actually, all of them are, but this one is quite recent, and that is Beach Read by Emily Henry. Now, the reason why this book is on number one is because I actually quite enjoyed it, because it's not that fluffy, steamy romance. It's more of a mature, developed, slow burn romance. It is about life in general, and not just a single love story. You know, it is not problematic in my opinion. It is not toxic. And the second reason why I like this book is why this is on number one is that it inspired me to make this particular video. Because it answered the ultimate question for me, that is literary fiction and romance, the battle between the two. So it's about these two writers, Augustus Everett, who writes literary fiction, you know, those serious books which require a lot of research. On the other hand, we have January Andrews, who writes romance. You know, she is extremely popular, but is not, of course, well respected and is not appreciated. These two actually used to be former schoolmates, but one day after years, they meet at a place, and just after meeting, they form a bet, you know, to swap each other's book and try writing each other's genre. That is, Augustus would write romance, and January would write literary fiction. And that's the premise of this book. What I did not like about this book is at one point it felt dragged. Somewhere in between, I feel like it could have been edited. I lost its touch. Next, I read Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. Now, if you've been following my channel, you know that It Ends With Us is written by the same author and is actually one of my favorites. So I obviously had high expectations from this book, but it did not live up to my expectations. It is not at all like It Ends With Us. Yes, the plot is quite similar, the relationship is quite similar, but the issue is not addressed in this book, which is something that I did not like. It is about these two people, Tate, who's a 23-year-old girl. She's studying to become a nurse, and because she lacks funds, she can't support herself. She moves with her brother, who's a pilot, and there she meets another pilot named Miles, who's also her brother's friend. And that's the way their story starts. What I like is the two timelines this book has, the way it is written. It is full of suspense. I have to give credit to it. I was waiting what actually happened to this one particular character. It deals with traumatic past. So this is something that I like. What I did not like is the amount of toxicity this book has. I mean, the dialogues. The way the girl is portrayed in this novel, it ends with us. Yes, she made mistakes. Yes, she was not decisive, but she stood for herself. But that does not happen in Ugly Love, which is why I did not like it. I wouldn't recommend, because I know people get influenced from such books, especially teenage. Another Colleen Hoover book that I read just because of Steph is November 9. Though after reading Ugly Love, I was not planning on reading any more of her book or these romances, but I had to, just for the sake of this video. And I regret reading it because I actually DNF'd the whole book. I mean, after half of the story, just when one particular twist was revealed. It's about these two people, Fallon and Ben, who meet on this particular date, November 9, every year. And they're like kind of these soulmates who just meet and click. That's how this is presented, in the start. But once you find out the truth, once you find out the twist, it's like it was all made up. Okay, and it is a plot twist. People enjoy it, people love it, oh my god, but I know I did not enjoy it. And another thing which I found problematic in this book is the portrayal of the female character. I mean, Ben only is attracted towards her physical beauty. The dialogues that he says in the starting, I'm not repeating those, but yeah, he's just attracted to her, not to her personality, but just to her physical body. I mean, okay, enough of these problematic, toxic Colleen Hoover's books. I wouldn't recommend you guys to read these books. It's fine with me if you like these books, but I wouldn't recommend other people to read, especially because I know teenagers get influenced. But one fluffy romance, because not all fluffy romances are bad, one fluffy romance and cozy read which I would highly recommend you guys to read if you wanna laugh out loud, is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. The female character, the protagonist, is just so full of wit. Her dialogues, I was literally laughing out loud while reading the story. And the way the story builds up, the starts, we have this wedding where everybody has fallen to this food poisoning, including the bride and the groom. Everybody is puking here and there, including the bride. The way it is written, I mean, it's hilarious. But we have the bridesmaid and the groom's brother who did not actually eat this food and who are safe from this food poisoning. So they actually get a chance to go on this honeymoon, which was actually for the bride and the groom, but because they can't go, they get offered to go on this vacation. But the trick is they have to go as husband and wife on this vacation together, and they also don't like each other. I quite enjoyed the whole story. It's quite fast paced, and one book which I will recommend. Now this next one I've seen Steph recommend almost in all her videos, and it is Red, White and Royal Blue by Carrie McQuiston. Before diving into this novel, I was quite aware of the huge fandom that this novel has around it, and I'd say though this book is marketed as an adult fiction, but it caters YA audience because the whole story is fluffy romance and it is cheesy. It was too cheesy for my taste being an adult, and I feel like the stage at which I am right now, I did not really enjoy it. I felt like it was not at all an adult romance. It is catered for YA audience, and it was all this fluffy, larger than life romance. I know it is fiction, but still, what I like about this novel is the representation of LGBTQ community and the whole, how natural it was, the whole love story. It is about these two guys, Alex, who is US president's son, and Henry, who is UK's crown prince, Britain's crown prince. And these two guys actually hate each other. One day they meet at a party and fall into a fight. And this fight is captured and of course is spread in media, and both of their families do not like this scene. It ruins their reputation, so they decide to they insist and instruct these two guys to meet again and go on these dates together. I'd recommend it to teenagers. If you're a teenager, I'm sure you'll enjoy reading it. This next book is one that I almost read a year back, and I've already shared my opinion stating that I dislike this book, and it is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. But after reading so many fluffy romances and after comparing this particular book with the rest of them, I feel like it is better, and I kind of have changed my mind because I understand the audience, why this particular book is so hyped, because the kind of stories these kind of audience read, what they get, and what this book offered was a bit more. So when I read this particular book back then, I still am a non-romance reader, and I felt like this is so full of cliche, and it is irrational, it is problematic, it gets toxic at times. But then there are other books which are more problematic and which lack plot. And what I give credit to this book is, of course, the writing. It is witty, it is full of humor, and another thing which I like is, even if I did not enjoy the story, I couldn't help myself from finishing this book, unlike other novels in this list which I actually DNF'd. So watch an eye on that. And if you don't know the story, the premise is about these two people, Lucy and Joshua, who share the same office and are competing for the same position. They don't like each other, they can't see eye to eye, and they hate each other, they sit next to each other, and their banter is something that I quite enjoyed. So yeah, that's my updated review of The Hating Game. If you like reading romance, I think you'll like this book. This next one I read just for the sake of this video, and I so wish I wouldn't have read it. I mean, I wouldn't have just picked this book. It's a forbidden romance. The book is Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. I hope that's how you pronounce her name. If not, I'm sorry. This book, as I said, is a forbidden romance. So we have these two characters, a girl who's 19-year-old girl, Jordan, who falls in love with a man, actually her boyfriend's father, who's 48-year-old. That was okay with me. I mean, I can deal with it, but the way the characters are portrayed, especially this man, this 48-year-old man, he's portrayed as a likable man, a mature man who knows everything, who's this hero, but he's not hero, he's a 48-year-old man. And the dialogues in this book, I mean, the dialogues between the two, I was feeling so uneasy. This book wasn't for me at all. And now I've of course reserved the best for the last. It is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. No, I did not read this book particularly for this video. I'd already read this book. I have vlogged my experience as well, and you know how much I like this book. It's one of my favorites. This book is just an emotional roller coaster. It's full of all the emotions. You will feel happy, you will feel giddy at times, you will feel chirpy, but you will feel sad as well. For both these characters, Patroclus and Achilles, their relationship, we deal from their teenage years, childhood as well, and till the time they become adults. This is just my opinion. You are free to have your opinion, but since this is my channel, I think I'm responsible for recommending some books, and this is the reason I'm not recommending some books. I'm not against those. I'm not judging anyone who reads those books and who likes those books, not at all, but it's just that I'm not recommending those ones. And that's it with this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you later with another video. Until then, bye bye.